What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about 5 members I want to be in the Suicide Squad for Rocksteady's Suicide Squad game. Now, this was recommended to me. Somebody asked me, and I'm so sorry because I forgot who it was. I didn't screenshot the name. I really should have, because this was a pretty old request, but I wanted to give that person credit. If you are watching, you made this happen, so I do appreciate you sending it my way. And as always, honestly, if you guys have any suggestions or you want me to make any videos, Suicide Squad related, Batman related, any video related, definitely let me know in the comments. All right, 5 people. Now, technically, I guess these don't have to be members, quote unquote. What I did is I went on Wikipedia, as I do sometimes often, and I looked at every single member that's ever been a part of the Suicide Squad, okay? Any incarnation of Suicide Squad dating back from the very first time it was in comics to right now, okay? And so I guess for this list, technically they had to have already been members, although there is technically one, kind of one that makes the cut that wasn't in there. I'll explain it when we get to it, which is actually right away. Number 1, Harley Quinn and Joker. Now, Joker, from what I saw, and this is just on Wikipedia, so this could totally be wrong. Obviously, Wikipedia isn't always right. Joker has never technically been an official member of the Suicide Squad, okay? But Harley has. And Harley, actually, more recently, Harley wasn't a member for, 30 years of Suicide Squad being out. Now, again, does Wikipedia, dictate who Rocksteady is going to put in this game? No, they could pick, obviously, whoever they want. There's some people that were in the Suicide Squad one time. There were some people that were in it every single time. And I kind of use that as a little bit of a basis for this. But honestly, let me tell you where I'm coming from. Harley, I think she's a great character. I think she's always been a great character in the Arkham games. They've given her, different kind of levels of things to do in those games. I think she's really shined when they gave her more stuff to do. Obviously, again, some games they just decided, we don't really want her to be a main part of it. That kind of sucks. I've always liked Harley. I've liked Margot Robbie's portrayal of her in the movies. I want to see more of her. And honestly, again, thinking about it, I'm going to probably be saying this with every single character. With these new games, Rocksteady's game, Warner Bros. Montreal's game, these are brand new games, okay? So they're going to be games, and I know, obviously, they are new. That's not a new thing to say, but what I mean is, they can have completely different designs to them. They can look completely different. They can be voiced by somebody different. They can have slight personality twists, separate from what we've seen before, right? So, honestly, there's so much potential, even with characters we've already seen. Now, again, Harley, I think, is a lock, and Joker, I think, honestly, needs to go along with her. Now, I know people are going to say we don't need Joker anymore. I feel like in an atmosphere of Suicide Squad, it can be done right. Now, I did not like Jared Leto's portrayal. I thought it was very different, and I guess I respect them for doing that, but just flat out, I didn't like that Joker compared to the other ones we've gotten. But the amount that he was used in that movie, even, the Ayer cut, I kind of liked it. He wasn't front and center. He had his moments. He had times to shine. Now, did he shine? That's up to you, right? Some people actually really, really love his portrayal. Some people don't. So, again, that opinion is completely your own. But you know how they used him. The limited screen time they gave him, I thought was actually very, very solid. I feel like they also did that because they were trying to test the waters, right? Are people going to be very receptive to this? And the answer was no. But in a game, again, brand new Joker, brand new voice, brand new look. We're probably going to see him in the Batman game. I would say the odds of seeing him in the Batman game is probably 95%. I truly do think he'll be in the game. Again, I don't think he'd be a main villain in the game. He'll probably be more of a side villain. But in a Suicide Squad, again, it doesn't mean he has to be front and center. So I just want to kind of throw that out there to kind of, again, calm people down if they say, we don't need Joker anymore. This is a new environment. I would like to see him interact with bad guys. You know what I mean? Being on the bad guy side and having Joker interact with you. Imagine, I don't know what the game's going to be, but imagine if you are a Suicide Squad member, or if you get to make your own and you're part of it, and he's you're in a cutscene with him, he's telling you things to do. The possibilities are actually really, really cool, right? Because he's a very dynamic character, and again, working with villains, I think, is his time to shine. And again, we don't know what kind of heroes he's going to go up against, so that can be very unique too. So I think they'd honestly be, this would be a wasted opportunity if they didn't include Joker. Number 2, Deathstroke. I felt like this was a necessary thing to put on there. I know a lot of people have been asking me to talk about Deathstroke in terms of the Arkham games. You could have Deadpool. I feel like Deadpool and Deathstroke probably shouldn't both be in. I feel like it should only be one or the other, so I would go with Deathstroke. I really, to be honest with you, I don't have all that much to say about him. He's very, very cool. He was done, in a lot of ways very, very right in the Arkham games. Again, brand new way of seeing him, all that kind of stuff. I really like the possibility of him being in this game. Would he be like more of a main character? I feel like that. And again, with the whole Harley Joker thing, Harley could definitely be more of a main villain. Joker maybe more of a side. I think Deathstroke could be more of a main villain as well. And again, he's been, I guess, for historical purposes, he's been part of the Suicide Squad for quite a while. Third one is Killer Frost. So this is an interesting one. Again, I didn't want to copy exactly like the movies because I could have had Killer Croc, I could have had El Diablo, I could have had, and I did have some of them. You'll see, going forward here. I could have had like Captain Boomerang. I didn't want to copy too much of the movie, especially because the movie is quite something, right? The new movie, I was going to have some returning characters, some brand new characters. Killer Frost is one that, looking back, she was basically like an original member of the Suicide Squad, like going back all the way like 40, 50 years ago. She was part of it. So, I actually really like Danielle Panabaker, her portrayal of Killer Frost in, Flash. I think she does an amazing, amazing job. I think Killer Frost has a lot of potential, and this goes into, and you're going to see this with the next two, and I guess including Killer Frost, so three. I want different ones. You know what I mean? There are, and honestly, when I talk about the villains of the Arkham games, you know how I mainly talk about, okay, you're going to have the big ones, you're going to have like returning ones that we're all very aware of, but then you want to have some side ones. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't ever include some of these side villains, we wouldn't have some of maybe even the most like iconic moments of the Arkham game. So yes, having Joker and having Scarecrow and having the Arkham Knight, if you even want, having Hugo Strange as the main one for City, these are all very important. But what do you do with the side characters? What do you do with all these side things that you're doing throughout the game that get you from point A to point B, or just side things in the world? Those are the villains that really fill out the game. You know what I mean? And they can help the game, they can hurt the game. So honestly, with the Suicide Squad, I kind of want to do this. So with this list, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to include, so you got big villains, okay? Joker and Harley, I think, are big. Deathstroke, I think, is pretty big, and there are some big ones. Killer Frost, I think, is a recognizable name, but not too recognizable, where she can be, I think, very, very unique. I feel like she could have a very cool story. You know what I mean? Like, you could probably grow to like her, all this different kind of stuff, and it wouldn't be like a guarantee, like a slam dunk, like, oh, everybody knows who she is, and she's a lock for being, like, the most popular character. No, you're taking a risk with her. You're taking a risk with a couple of these on my list, and you could be taking a risk with, and by the way, there could be more than 5 members in this game. We don't know how many there's going to be, but you could definitely be taking a risk with her, and I kind of like that. Again, I think I want to see that in this game. Number 4 is King Shark. Now, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. I don't know much about King Shark at all. In fact, I know next to nothing. I know he's a shark. I know there's water involved, and that, by the way, is a lock for me. You guys know that by now. If you have water, you're immediately locked. That's why I like Killer Croc. That's why I like King Shark, just the name of it. If you have water in it, you're probably going to make my cut for pretty much anything. No, in all reality, though, firstly, the fact that it is just so different, right? Like, I wanted to say Killer Croc because Killer Croc is one of my favorite villains in like the Arkham games. I hated the Killer Croc in Suicide Squad, but I really do like Killer Croc. So to me, it was kind of between Killer Croc and King Shark. And again, why did I pick King Shark? Well, 2 reasons. One, again, going back to the very beginning, he was one of the like original, like one of the first couple dozen members of the Suicide Squad. So I felt like, okay, he's literally been in every single kind of Suicide Squad that they've done for the past 50 years. He's been part of it. So I felt like that would give him a 1-up. Killer Croc is actually more of a recent addition. And secondly, Killer Croc, I feel like is a little bit more, you guys would maybe see that coming, so I had to spice things up. But King Shark also, again, like Killer Frost, like, who really knows about King Shark? You know what I mean? Like, I know his name. I've heard his name before, by the way. This isn't like the first time I saw him. I know his name. I know he's, I know some basic things about him, but like, you're not guaranteed that every single person that goes in this game is going to know who King Shark is. And also, again, kind of has that more like, I don't know, he's like literally an animal, right? So it's going to be very, very different. How would he even react and interact with other people? Like, I get that would actually maybe even hurt the game, right, in some ways, but Killer Croc would kind of have the same problem, right? If you have literally a killer crocodile, like, how do you make that work in a game? How do you make that work in a movie, right? That's been done, and both times has been done good and it's been done bad, right? So King Shark, again, an oddball, one that could just be like a really cool thing. He doesn't even have to be a main Suicide Squad member, by the way. He could be definitely like maybe like a side mission or a side thing that that happens. Again, we don't know much about how this game is literally going to act, so it's hard to predict, you know, are all these characters going to get like the same amount of screen time or like gameplay time? Are they going to get, is some of them going to be like side characters, stuff like that? But I think King Shark would be very, very cool. The last member, Enchantress. Again, a character that's been part of the Suicide Squad for quite a long time, obviously done in the movies as well, and not done very well. Honestly, again, I really did not like Cara Delevingne's version of her. Again, I mean, I kind of liked what she was going for in some ways, but some of it just completely went off the rails, right? This, for me, honestly, is a little bit more about, like, redemption. Like, fix this character. Don't make her a laughingstock, because at the end of the day, Enchantress is actually extremely cool, right? She's an extremely, extremely cool character. She's an extremely powerful character, and I think, honestly, when you think of Suicide Squad, even if you think about it, so if you think about the movie, I guess, if you think about Suicide Squad, Enchantress is probably one of the first members you think of, whether it be for a good or bad reason. You know what I mean? Probably for a bad reason for most people, but honestly, she does have power. So again, I think she'd be a cool character. She's more of like an iconic character, right, where people know about her, and I think they can make her good. And also, again, it's not even guaranteed that she's like a lock to be good. Again, you know what I mean? Like Harley, I would expect like some sort of certain quality. Joker, you obviously expect a quality. A lot of these characters, though, you don't know if they would be certain like locks to be really, really amazing. Same thing with Enchantress. I mean, obviously she can be done very, very poorly, and she has before. So there's no slam dunk with her, but I think it would be a really, really cool thing to have. And again, I'm sure they'll have other characters. I'm sure they'll probably only have like 2 or 3 people out of my list, right? I know I technically said 5. It's technically 6, but I lumped Harley and Joker together. This was really fun to do. I want to hear you guys' opinions in the comments below. What do you think? What are some members of the Suicide Squad you want to appear in the game? What are some members you don't want to appear? Maybe I can make that video next. And like I said in the beginning of this video, let me know if you guys want to see more of this kind of stuff, whether it be Suicide Squad, whether it be Batman, whether it be Harry Potter, whether it be any other game, not even Warner Bros, DC related. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And thank you guys so much for watching. More Rocksteady videos every little while. I mean, obviously, we're only less than 4 weeks away now until DC Fandom, so I'm going to be making more videos, and obviously when this game gets announced, we're going to have a lot to talk about, right? So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.